letting go of distractions of the mind as well as the activities of the day so far, as we just allow this to be a time of stillness and centering within, moving from outer attention to inner attention. So I invite you to let your shoulders relax. Relax the muscles in your face. And then just allow a feeling of relaxation and peace to flow over you, all through your body. And now we relax even more with deep conscious breathing, beginning with a full exhale. Exhale as much as you can, releasing gently as much air as you can, cleansing, letting go. And then breathe in deeply down into the belly and the chest, welcoming the breath. And then exhaling again. Again, we inhale deeply, fully, slowly. And exhale completely and fully. One more time, we take a deep, cleansing, relaxing breath. And this time we exhale with an audible sigh. We just feel that release. And now we allow the breath to find a natural rhythm. And continuing to observe the breath. We notice the movement of the breath as we breathe. Being aware of the sensation of the breath, moving into the nose and down the throat and into the chest. And feel the breath as it goes out on the exhale. And you may even notice the beating of your heart with your inner focus. And just observing that animation of the body, the rhythm of the inflow and the outflow, the rhythm of the heart. We tune in to the rhythm of life, constantly changing, constantly moving. We observe the movement, the rhythms, and notice those changes and movements within ourselves. The busyness of the mind moving from one thought to another. The shift in our emotions. The movement of our focus from one thing to another. And so in this moment, we bring our focus into the heart and imagine that we are breathing in and out of the heart, not just the physical heart, but the energetic heart center, the vibration of divine love. And we allow that capacity of unconditional, all-accepting love to be active and present within us, which it is always present. So we invite its activity, balancing our inner functions, our physical functions, balancing our thoughts, and our emotions. For it is that power of divine love that creates harmony, that heals what needs to be healed, and leads to grace, to centeredness, to wholeness and peace. And from our hearts, we remember to be kind to ourselves, to be compassionate and understanding of our thoughts and actions. To remember to be loving and giving ourselves an energetic hug of kindness and approval, knowing that we are doing the best that we can do from moment to moment. And of this place of loving acceptance, we move to loving acceptance of others. To the loving relationships, to casual relationships, to difficult relationships. In every case, we extend our compassion and understanding. And then we extend our compassion and love to all people on our planet and to the planet itself. And just notice how you feel as these thoughts come to your mind. Notice if there's any resistance. Notice if there is a shift in your vibration. And so we allow that magnificent power of divine love to be active on every levels of our being and in every moment, that we may be a greater and greater expression of divine love here and now, not only for ourselves, but for allness, the all that is, all of existence. Remembering that you are created in love and you are created to love. And just take a deep breath now, taking that into your heart. And once again, notice the weight of the body on the chair. And bring your attention to your eyes with your eyelids still closed. Send love to your eyes, soothing, refreshing your eyes as you prepare to open your eyes and rejoin the group. So when you are ready, please do that. And let us give the namaste greeting to each other.
I did not send my invitations like I normally do because I didn't have a phone.
Oh.
So some people think that it's a different link every week, like Sam, Sam, and a couple of other people.
That's why Barbara didn't get on. Was it?
I know Barbara has a hard time getting on, and I
Yeah.
just called Sherry. Sherry was having a problem. She'll be in a few minutes.
Oh, good. Do you want me to
Right.
send the link?
I don't send it the way you send it. I send it through Messenger to the people that are in my,
Okay.
That way they just click on the Messenger part.
Okay.
So how are you doing, Penny?
Okay, that was kind of a hectic morning, but okay.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a beautiful day. Grateful to be alive. But it was a hectic morning. I just had a lot of stuff I had to get accomplished. So I'm kind of, it's nice to sit down,
Right.
I guess. Yeah.
Thank you. How about you, Lisa?
I'm doing great. I'd rather be outside right now, quite honestly.
Beautiful day.
Really, I know it's so beautiful.
You could
I
have
was gonna
sat.
play hooky. I was gonna go play hooky.
I said you could have slept. I mean, you could have stayed out on your porch.
Yeah, it's hard to
But
use my
you
laptop.
go out there right now.
Right, you can. You don't have to miss the outside. You just go outside.
I
think
love
I will.
doing that.
I'm trying to see Virginia's outside, but she has the window closed, the shade.
Yeah.
I have to
Uh-huh.
close my
See the
thing too because
outside.
it's not right. Yeah.
Well, part of it. No, not that one. The other one.
No, I know. I'm just doing all of them. I can't tell without looking to see, but you do see all three.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, Morgan, how are you doing?
I don't know if Morgan gave up on us.
I don't know did you say it was a her or a him?
I don't know. This is all I've seen is a name on the screen, and I've not heard the person. I did send a webcam request, but I haven't had a response.
Okay, no problem.
Do that again.
So it's okay. So Penny,
Yeah.
actually everybody, how's the day today? What is your expectation for today?
Love the earth.
Not you, I'm talking to Penny.
Oh, you said everybody. So she answered.
Yeah.
I
You did
did,
say
but
everybody.
I'm starting with you. I did.
You should have. She was just following instructions. Yeah, it's Earth Day, so that's a way to start.
Right.
Being kind to the earth.
Is today the Earth Day?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well,
So
good.
we need to be kind to the earth, and be considerate of everything relating to our earth.
I think we usually are. I mean, this particular group.
Mhm.
I mean, we're all pretty conscious.
But it is a beautiful day, so we
It's a
are
gorgeous day. It's a gorgeous day.
yeah, it's just perfect, picture perfect. What other expectations do I have? Oh gosh. Huh. Like I said, it was such a hectic morning. I kind of I'm just starting to wind down a little bit now. So I guess I want to take a walk later on. So that's my big expectation for the afternoon, is to go out into this gorgeous weather and take a walk. So I need to get my afternoon chores done and take a walk. So that'll be my expectation for the day.
Okay. How about you, Lisa?
What was the question?
You answered it. You answered it.
It's Earth Day, and I woke up giving love to the earth.
Right, but what is your expectation of the day?
My expectation of the day, I don't have any expectation. It's just to enjoy every moment.
No expectation?
Well, not really. I just, I'm
So
gonna,
you don't want
I have things I'm gonna do. If that's what you
the
mean. What do I
reason
have on
I'm
my,
asking is, do you want to manifest anything? I mean, are you expecting any manifestations or anything you out in the that you put out in the vortex of creation?
yep, so I'm gonna manifest some exercise today. I'm going to manifest, communing with nature. I'm going to manifest beginnings. I've already manifested beginning some projects, some big projects, and some business. So doing a lot of business and a lot of love.
Got a lot of love. So Morgan, what's your day like and what's your expectation?
I just got back from a walk and I don't know. I've been trying to do this whole spiritual thing for a really long time, and I still feel like I don't know. Am I getting it? I just listened to some Deepak meditations on my walk. That's literally all I've been listening to, or just some. I don't know.
Okay.
I got a few readings, and they were like, which I've done this my whole life. I've always went and tried to get in touch with that side, and they keep telling me, tap into it. I'm sorry, I have a disabled son who's in there making noises.
Okay.
I tried not to disturb everyone. I shut my audio off at one point. And if
Yeah, we usually have the audio off unless we're talking.
I couldn't figure out how to turn it back on. I did it earlier when I was just waiting in the waiting room. But anyway, I'm just trying to manifest just some positivity in my life, just everywhere, and just give out some good energy to everyone.
Right. So where are you at? Where are you? What town?
In Indiana, Bedford.
Indiana. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, now how about you, Virginia?
I want to say welcome, Morgan. We're glad you're with us today.
Thank you.
Well, I've got a lot of deadlines today and a meeting, and already had one meeting, and so just a lot of activity today. And my intention is to stay calm and be clear and productive and peaceful.
Thank you. And
In the middle
peaceful.
of it.
Well, I just found that it's Earth Day today, so I had to get up. Well, I never went to sleep, so I got up and literally I got up from being in the bed but not sleeping, and went to have some lab work done. The vampire got to me. Those the blood drawn. So my so I tried to get some sleep when I came back and before the class, but of course that didn't happen either. But I did try, so I've been resting though. So my expectation for today just started. My day just started basically. I think that my expectation starts with this class. My expectation is to be clear enough and conscious enough to be able to give you what I have to give you, the knowledge and the information in such a way that you're able to receive it. We all look at different prisms of the same knowledge, and we all come with what we need to hear. So that my intention is to do my best for each and every one of us. And so it starts with us, and then after the class, I intend to eat something and go back to sleep, or and continue my meditation. So last time I told you that I would be asking questions, but I don't have enough people because I forgot to send the invitation out. So well, I'm gonna start reading from the book It's Always Monday in Your Mind Only, by my friend Mike Coop. So I'm gonna start with what is called the distracted mind. I want you to pay attention because I will ask questions. A distracted mind won't quiet on its own, regardless of what your belief system is. Beliefs hinder the quieting because they're just a response to mind distractions that block your inner presence. We're talking about you being present and aware. If your mind distractions are in control and running your life, it doesn't matter how much what's going on. It's going to be difficult to be in a place of peace. It's such a distracted world, and what makes it so is most people are looking for an answer in the world when the answer is within. What the distractions are and how they are created is by not being aware that you already have your answers. With a mind that is conditioned to want answers, you must constantly look for them. Hence the mind distractions. This is how the distractions of a conditioned mind are formed and how they block awareness to your inner presence. It's distractions created because if you knew you had your answers, the need to look for them would be non-existent, and so will the mind distractions. What he's saying here is that we have always had the answers, but our mind distracts us so much that we cannot listen to the internal message. What I do is ignore the chatter. It's going on constantly, the chatter. So ignore it, put it in a static like a radio thing, you're in the background. Do not focus on that. And by not focusing on the chatter, on your mind chatter, pretend that it's a radio station. If you don't focus on it, you are able to say, okay, it is my full intent to listen. I do have a question, but you have to be clear about what that question is. You have to be clear concisely about, is this a question that is coming from ego, or is this a question that is coming from your spirit? And it doesn't matter because spirit will give you an answer regardless, because you're addressing you. Your answer is not out there. You do not have my answers. I can only guide you to go within for you to get your answers. Okay? Everyone has the ability to consciously remove the distractions, but it's just not something that's going to happen on its own. Isn't it beautiful that your peace is in your hands? That is totally up to each individual how much peace is brought into your life. A little practice equates to a little peace. So it's up to each individual to do what's necessary to stop the mind from being distracted. As you practice being in the moment, the mind distractions quiet. So you're left with an inner presence. If you're waiting for anything else, you'll be waiting a very long time, and it probably won't happen while you're alive in this form. Many distractions and only one place of peace. So Lisa, what's the one place of peace?
The one place of peace for me is in my heart, in my center, when I can be in meditation or in total quiet, like you said, have the mind chatter go away, which is meditation for me.
Right. Okay.
Is that what you were asking? I didn't know what you were asking. What is peace to me?
Right. What do they mean by, the only place of peace? What does that mean?
For me, what I think what happens, and I might be completely off base, but I think what happens is when we go to our truth, when we go to our center and really get still, then we finally feel connection with oneness, connection with the divine or spirit or whatever. We feel that connection with all.
Are you talking about doing things to get to that place? Like meditation?
No, it's the lack of doing. It's the lack of doing.
Because you're going, I need to get this and I need to do that and I need to blah, 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 and you don't.
Yes. That's so true.
But
I think you hit it on the, but Angie, I want to say something really, I love what you said though. It's really, really important. See, it was better inside. I didn't have lawnmowers or chainsaws. It's really, really important to ask the really clear concise questions. When that takes time and meditation to really be.
You're still doing things, you know.
Yeah.
Because you do not trust yourself.
Yes.
So we are so used to saying, okay, the outside world tells me to do this and this and this, and then I'll be okay. And then they say, but you need to do that in the, you know, something else and something else and something else. And part of this class had taught you, if nothing else, is that you do not need to do anything. That you need to just go within. What does it mean, go within? Penny. You're on mute.
I said I have to be honest and say I've been distracted by something that I've been working on trying to resolve, and I'm sorry. I guess better to go on to somebody else who's and then I'm going to start listening now because I got what I had to get resolved. So now I can start listening a little bit better.
Okay. This has nothing to do with today's class. This is a regular question.
What
It's a regular question.
What does it mean to go within?
Yes. I'm not talking about this class. I'm talking about previous classes. So what does it mean to go within?
What? Well, for me, it's got to be being present because I'm never present. I'm hardly ever present, I should say. It's usually past or future. So I was just thinking when you mentioned, you know, the chatter, to ignore the chatter. And I think one of the most, the times when I can be most present and I can go within is when I hear like white noise, like waterfalls.
What I say is the static, put your mind on static, your thoughts and your things on static.
Yeah.
Do not pay attention to your thoughts. They're not yours. Remember, you're not your thoughts.
Right.
So what the question was, Penny, is where is within? Within what?
Oh. Well, I guess it'll have to be within my heart. I think that's kind of what Lisa said.
Okay, are you talking about your are you talking about
my brain because my brain has too much chatter, and so I have. Are
you talking about your physical heart?
Well, I mean, yes, because that's our center. That's our center of. I mean, that's kind of where we should be coming from, I would think, and so to me that would be our center. If we're coming from our solar plexus, or saying something different than if we're coming from our heart. I mean, I do have a lot of gut reactions, which would be from the solar plexus. But I mean, to really go within, it's better for me to come from my heart than from my solar plexus or from my brain.
So are you using your body? You go within something that is not you?
Well, I guess if you were on meditation, I would think of if I was in meditation, I would think of the heart as being kind of like kind of like folding into my heart. I mean, like all of a sudden I'd kind of fold into my heart. And so I don't know.
Okay, okay. I mean, that works for
I
you.
think
I
it's
mean, I'm not, this is not a right or wrong answer.
okay.
I'm just trying to get you to go deeper into
Yeah,
your
okay.
knowledge.
And so that's what I would think to do is to think of myself folding like a shape of a heart into my heart. And so
Okay,
once I was there, I mean, obviously I can't go into my physical heart, but if I think of it as a symbolic of what I'm looking for, then I think,
okay. It's
and
okay, Penny.
God is within us and all is well.
It's okay, thank you. Sarah, same question.
Where is going within?
Uh-huh.
I wanted the peace one.
Yeah.
Going within. When she said heart, I was thinking heart as well, but in a electromagnetic sense of like the energy that you hold. I don't know. I think that's a hard, complicated question that I don't really know the answer to.
Okay, Virginia?
Well, I realize as we're discussing this that I do kind of start with the physical going into the heart area and then lead and closing the outer eyes helps me, although I do open eye meditation as well. I like to become aware of my energy field and just observe what distractions arise, letting them go, and like being the observer of what arises from the outside or the inside. But
What outside?
outside the body or outside the energy field.
Is there anything outside the energy field?
What I'm trying to say is instead of relying on the physical senses, my
I
intention.
understood. I'm picking on you.
That's okay. I'm used to that.
It's fine.
But one of the most effective techniques for me is to tune into my energy field, into what Eckhart Tolle calls the aliveness.
Okay. You're still using your body to feel the aliveness. Remember, you're not your feeling. You're not your feelings. So
right.
You're using a body.
Mm-hmm.
You're using a thought. You're using a specific thing. I'm trying to direct you.
Right. And I get that. And
okay.
By doing
okay. What I'm trying to say right now is remember that we are multidimensional.
Yes.
Okay. Most of the class previously was on the fifth dimension. We're still on the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Teachings of the fifth dimension. Okay. Which is to come out of love. Okay. So you don't jump into the physicality. I put you like when we go on meditation and it says touch your heart, because it's the easiest way for me to get you to do a quantum jump into other dimensions. Once I am in a space of non-duality where I'm not in one dimension or another, then I am going within, because I'm not being dualistic. I am not saying, okay, this is the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth, sixth, seventh. I am just being me, multidimensional, but complete and whole in that aspect. So when I go within, that is what it means to me, as if you're in the fifth dimension and you're coming out of the fifth dimension, and a lot of people do that automatically, but they don't know they do that once we start coming out of love. So yes, we start with the heart as pumping, as but not because of the heart, but because the heart would be the gateway to get you out of the consciousness of the body. It's the easiest way for you to get out of your body
So,
and concentrate on the dimensionality of your beingness.
and are you not it's not focusing on the physical heart, but the energy of the divine love center, right?
It's the, you can call it that, but it's actually just the idea of being loving, in a loving space, being in that loving. When you get into that space of non-duality and the space of where you're just coming out of love, that is not necessarily the heart, but that's what humans understand as the heart. So that's the closest understanding to a human being of what love is. So we use the heart a lot as a symbology, as a symbol of what when we are in that state. And that state of non-duality, the state is a state of allowing, a state of allowance, and a state of acceptance. So you need those three.
So the three are allowing, acceptance, and love.
Mm-hmm. And not human love, is unconditional love.
Right.
Okay.
And Angie, I thought you said non-duality, allowance, and acceptance were the three. The state of non-duality, allowance, and acceptance, right? Those are the three?
I don't really know what to say to you because I was not present when I was saying those things.
Oh,
it was
okay.
not me talking.
Okay.
So it sounds
Yes,
to me
Virginia.
like it's really four things. It's the singularity, the love, the allowing, and the acceptance. Would that cover it?
That's what I heard. All four: state of non-duality, state of allowance, state of acceptance, and state of love.
And love. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
The unconditionality, in order for you to be in a non-dual state of being, you have to have the other three principles. So we're talking about non-duality. So the next subject is the attribute of love. To be imperfect is human. To be of love is perfectly universal. So when one lives from the heart's intention to love, there's alignment with the universe, and all that is done is an attribute of love. Regardless of the story that one makes up, most of what is done in life is to satisfy self, and when one dies, it goes to the grave or urn with the individual. There are things that will be left behind, and how they will be remembered is determined by the intention of the heart's attribute of love. This isn't something that can be manufactured. Love is natural and always genuine. It comes from the heart, and whenever something is done from the heart, it is an attribute of love because it touches people. Maybe not all people, but that's mostly because of the conditioned mind. If something is done from the heart and 1 out of 100 people has issues with it, the issue is with the one, not with what is done. One day, all of what one has done in this life will come to pass. Everything left behind matters little in what is said and done, but the things done from our heart's intention to love do matter, and although what we say and do may not always be agreed with, as long as what is done is from an intention of the heart, it will be an attribute of love. To be imperfect is a human trait, but love is universal, so when we live from an intention of the heart, there's alignment with the universe, and all that is done is attributed to love. This is because when what is done is from the intention of a heart of love, it touches others whether it is agreed with or not. The intention behind what is done determines if it is an attribute of love. Questions? Yes, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound critical, but I had a really hard time, partly because there's some noise in the background, but I had a really hard time just hearing some of your enunciation. Could you please read that whole passage again, please?
Sure.
Thanks.
I was having problems because I heard somebody, but I didn't know who it was. To be imperfect is human, and to be of love is perfectly universal. So when one lives from the heart's intention to love, there's alignment with the universe, and all that is done is an attribute of love. Regardless of the story that one makes up, most of what is done in life is to satisfy self. And when one dies, it goes to the grave or urn with the individual. There are things that will be left behind, and how they will be remembered is determined by the intention of the heart's attribute of love. This isn't something that can be manufactured. Love is natural and always genuine. It comes from the heart, and whenever something is done from the heart, it is an attribute of love because it touches people. Maybe not all people, but that's mostly because of the conditioned mind. If something is done from the heart and 1 out of 100 people has issue with it, the issue is with the one, not with what is done. One day, all of what one has done in this life will come to pass. Everything left behind matters little in what is said and done, but the things done from our heart's intention to love do matter. And although what we say and do may not always be agreed with, as long as what is done is from an intention of the heart, it will be an attribute of love. To be imperfect is a human trait, but love is universal. So when we live from an intention of the heart, there's alignment with the universe, and all that is done is attributed to love. This is because when what is done is from the intention of the heart of love, it touches others whether it's agreed with or not. The intention behind what is done determines if it is an attribute of love. Okay, Sarah, you had a question?
Yeah, I just want to make the distinction. I'm pretty sure it was last class you said the road is paved with with good intentions. So obviously, are you making the distinction between like real love and the love that we culturally think of as love? Like that's the good intentions that we always
Right.
set, but that's not really coming from a genuine
Yeah,
place.
last time we spent a lot of time on that subject, on that specific thing. This goes more to the intention of an action,
Mm-hmm.
because some people act lovingly, unconditionally at times, all people.
Right.
So
Okay.
for people to say that they're not unconditional is a lie, because they are unconditionally, because that's who they are to begin with. And there are moments when everybody has moments of that. So
Right.
what what this paragraph to me, what is saying, look at your intention. Is it a loving intention? And not in judgment, but when you're being genuine, when you're being naturally who you are, it's natural for you to be loving. It is unnatural
Mm-hmm.
for you to be, you know, in disharmony. So when you're in disharmony, you more than likely you will not be loving. Every time that you're in
Right.
disharmony, you're not in a loving space. to you or anybody else. So when look at your intentions when you're speaking to people, look at your intentions when you are interacting with others. Not for judgment, but to see are you coming out of love or out of fear? Out of the two
Okay.
emotions that are always playing. Did you get that?
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So Lisa, what makes a good intention? A loving intention?
What makes a loving intention? Coming from your heart, coming from just
What
pure
does
love.
that mean? What does that mean though? I understand the wording and you know what people in their mind identify as something, but I want you to go a little deeper.
Yeah, thank you for going deeper, because I want to go deeper on some of these. And it's funny that we're having this discussion, because this is what I was thinking about and talking about last night around my fire pit. You know, what is love? And thank you, because you answered. So coming from a loving intention would be no ego, no mind, no secondary gains. It would just be purely just wanting to give. Like, you know, one of my, I don't know, I don't know. Why don't you give an example, please?
No, I'm asking you.
No,
Remember
I want to hear
today
yours.
I was asking you guys. No, I'm asking
That's
you.
why I pay you the big bucks.
Yeah, that's why you're paying me, because I'm gonna make you think deeper.
Well, when it's in alignment with the universe, so if it's in alignment with the universe, then it's really, truly unconditional love. And that true.
How would you know if you're in alignment with the universe?
Sorry?
How do you know you're in alignment with the universe? Never mind the alignment with yourself, but how are you in alignment with the universe?
How are you in that state? It's
Because you're quoting that, so I'm asking, how do you get there?
How do you get there? Well, for me, how I get there is being in harmony and being in stillness and
Okay,
not
how do
being.
you get there?
Well, for me, I've already talked about it, how I get there. I get there from
I
being
want to hear
immersed
it
with
again.
nature. I get there from being mostly
Doing
with
things?
meditation.
Are we going back
No,
to
it's
doing
not
things?
usually doing things. No, it's not doing things. No, it's not. It's not
Okay,
from
I'm
exercise.
trying to get a message across, people.
It's not exercise. You know, that might be another kind of little high, but the connection with the alignment with the universe, that's really where you get that pure flow of love and also clearness and not any, yeah.
How do you get there?
That's where I want to be all the time. That's where I want to be.
How do you get there?
How do you get there? It's a lot of work.
Are we back to doing?
And no work and a lot of work. No, that's the problem. That's the problem. We think it's about doing. I think, no, not we. I think it's about doing. I think it's about, you guys have all the answers. I need to ask you.
Right.
But the thing that I have to say, that since we're on the subject, the thing that I'm dealing with personally, and I'll share, that is the giving, wanting to give for love. Like, y'all, I'm going to give because I want your love. I need your love. So I'm going to give you, you know, so it gets into that kind of dysfunctional. That's not unconditional. I want to be in that state of unconditional love all the time.
Are you saying you're coming out of need?
Then you're coming out of need, and then you're coming out of woundedness. Then you're coming out of codependency. Then you're coming out of a dysfunction.
Yes, Penny.
Okay, I guess I'm at a loss because I don't know how you can, I don't know how you can do it without I don't know how you can do this without doing something, because let's say, for example, there's a bunch of cats at Byron's shop that need to be neutered or spayed because that's what we need to do to make sure we don't have an overpopulation of cats. So I told them I would help fund this, not because I want to look like I'm somebody special, but because I know that the right thing to do is spay and neuter cats so there isn't an overpopulation of kitties that will die because they can never be properly treated or will be euthanized. So that's just an example of something I said that I will do. Now, okay, but I'm still doing something, but if it's coming from my heart, because I know that that's the best thing for the universe. I can't do it.
So you're coming out of from an unconditionality to do this act.
Yeah, right.
I'm talking about how do you get into peace? How do you get into universal, what was it that you said, Lisa, universal what? You connect to the universal harmony or something?
Alignment with unconditional, okay, what did I say? I don't know what I said.
The question was what she was saying is alignment with the universal.
Alignment with the universe. Alignment with the universe.
Yeah. And I'm going, how do you get there? The question was not about the unconditionality of your acts. I was saying, how do you get to a specific thing? This is between you and your 2 ears, or you and yourself, you yourself and you. Or I, myself, and me.
A lot of people call it prayer, they get there through prayer. To me, prayer is meditation, or it's kind of the same thing, just a different name.
Right. I'm trying to get you to go deeper.
Yes, I know.
I think it's something that wells up in you. I mean, for me, it's like I go, I have to do this. And it just wells up in me from my heart. It's not like I had to do anything, but it just comes out like a fountain. Like I went, whoosh, I'm going to do this because it's coming from my heart. So I don't know that
I'm not questioning that at all. That's an unconditional love action.
That's where I'm coming from. I'm still coming from the feeling of the heart, the love, but I didn't have to do anything to get there. It just came up like a fountain.
No, I understand that. That's natural. That's love is natural, and it just comes out and expresses. So yeah, you're expressing that. What I was explaining to her, or my question to her, is about how does she get to this peaceful place, and it's about how to get there. That's when I'm questioning the action. That's when you don't do anything. When you are in a space of non-duality, you do not have to go and do anything.
I don't think I've been there yet. I think I have to work on this.
No, that's why I'm taking you deeper. Sarah?
Yes. My answer would be complete acceptance of what is and surrendering to the moment. That would bring me.
Okay, how do you surrender to the moment?
By letting go of all control and having faith that everything is as it should be.
Letting go of fear, you're right, and acceptance of what is, and allowance of whatever happens to you is going to happen to you.
Mm-hmm. And that love is our natural state. And so it really, you're just getting out of your own way.
Exactly. So you're not thinking about something, and if your mind is chattering and wants the attention, you put it on pause, or you ignore it. You do not focus on the thought going on, la, 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 la. The 3-minute tape going this and that and the other, and the worry thing. You put it on pause, or you put it on static, like it's a radio far away from you.
Sometimes I just tell it to shut up.
Whatever works for you. No, whatever works for you, because it will shut up when you say that. but
has.
it only will do for a little bit, you know, and you know that. I know all the things, I did them. So
Yeah. Well, everything you've been teaching us is getting to that alignment, you know, that ability to align with the universe and from our heart, from that. So that's all about being in the fifth dimension. That's all about being multidimensional.
okay.
Can I ask a question of
We're going to need checkups with you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I need to
sorry,
ask
Sarah.
the others in the group if
Penny.
you find it, have you found yourself being able to do this very often? Because I just find it quite difficult to get to that space. I mean, do y'all find it?
Excuse me, Penny.
Yeah.
I'm getting crazy with your picture coming in here
Oh.
because I don't see your mouth and I see a lip and it goes. Can you
Okay.
either push your computer down or
It must be it's the transmission, Angie. It has nothing to do with my camera. It's the transmission apparently. So.
okay, now I can see your mouth. So
Okay.
we're fine.
No,
Okay.
Penny, it was about the angle of your screen. We could only see
Oh.
your eyes, not your mouth.
That's weird. I'm seeing myself very clearly.
You're
I see
fine.
myself right in the center. Oh, okay. Well, it's
You're
weird.
fine.
No, I'm just asking the
What
others.
is the question?
I was asking the others in the group if this happens very often when you can get to this space of all those things, love, non-duality, allowance, and acceptance. Do you find yourself being able to go there pretty easily, or does it take effort to get to that space?
Okay, you have to know how to get there.
Yeah.
The only way that you do that is by non-doing. The philosopher Lao Tzu used to say, non-doing is understood by very few. What that means is actually stop. Put yourself in pause. Put your mind in pause or ignore it. Get your focus and concentration off of your mind. And do a still point or do concentration and focusing on your heart.
Okay, hold on. I gotta break something up in the living room. I'll be back.
Chick, what?
I think somebody came to her door.
Okay. Did somebody understand what I said?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes, Virginia.
It's still a doing. There is a step of doing. Focus.
It is a step of doing. Right now, I said you have to start somewhere. So you have to learn how to become where you're no longer, when that's no longer a thought, when you no longer have to do it. It's like actually becomes more than a second nature. It becomes your natural self. And the only way you can get to your natural self is to be able to go within. Now, does anybody remember what I said go within was? I mean, we just went through this. But there's a little resistance because this is new.
You said bringing your attention to your heart.
No, I mean, that's what I just said now, but I'm talking about what I said before. That was my first question in opening this. We're talking about intention.
You said you didn't need to do anything.
Intention, if you are out of balance, the first thing is to be clear. The only way you can get clear is by having an intention of clarity. That's how come I said you have to make sure that you're clear. You cannot even ask a question without you being clear. So rule number one, you have to be clear. No matter what it is, no matter what you're doing, no matter what doing or not doing, it has to be an intention. Because even non-doing is an intention. Whether you see it as that or not, it is the way you want to behave. This is the way that you want to express your beingness. So it is an intention. That's not a doing, that's an allowing. So your intention is to allow. Or like Sarah said, to surrender. Surrender, allow, and accept. Basically, those are the major things that you'll be working with until you know and you allow your system on a natural base to express itself. So the reason I'm taking you deeper is because I am wrapping up everything I'm doing. And I need to know that you know. Because right now everything is being conceptual. You haven't have an attitude of, okay, let me practice this or let me practice that, or you do it halfway, but you don't really understand, or you understand to the point that it has to be a repetition. And once you understand that, then I always add something else to it to be able to get you to where you know, I'm doing my best to get you to understand in a at the spiritual level, not as a conceptual. I'm trying to get you out of your head. Uh, so the thoughts on static and the concentration, because we start thinking and the natural ability is to concentrate on what we're thinking. We're not our thoughts, those are not our thoughts, even though you may think they are because they're in your family or because you're thinking about this. It's thoughts passing by us about specific things. And we make them our own and we grab them and we use them in our own script on how we behave with other people or with ourselves. Okay, the next thing is about extent. Yes, Sarah.
Just real fast, I wanted to comment that when you asked about being at peace, the time I can remember most frequently being able to be at peace was when I was in gratitude. When I was in gratitude, it was a sense of accepting everything as it is right now, surrendering to it and allowing the moment to be what it was. And so that was a tool I think that I use most frequently to get to being at peace.
Okay. It's good.
Just because Penny asked, not very often, but I can do it sometimes.
Hey, if you can do it, marvelous. So I'm going to talk about the dash. To live your life is to the fullest is to be aware of each moment as it is. In each moment, you can at least relinquish some control of the conditioned mind by being aware of what is truly occurring. It's amazing how quickly the days go by. It seems like it's the morning, and before you know it, it's nighttime. All the stuff that goes on in between just seems like a blur. And one day, just like that, when some condition happens which doesn't support life anymore, it's over. On most gravestones, there's usually the date life begins and the date life ends. In between those days, there's a dash. The dash is our life. Much occurs in between those dates, but it goes so fast. The dash is a sum total of what occurs. You know, you've seen the gravestones and the little dash was born in blah, 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 and then 80 years later or whenever, you know, and all you see is a little dash. The question is, how can we slow down life? I don't really think this is possible, but there can be more awareness of what is truly going on. The more awareness there is, better chance there is of living and living it to the fullest. Maybe we can extend our dash to be more in line with something like a line, a long line, instead of the little dash. To me, it seems the more awareness I have of my emotional state, the less life controls me, and the less I think about how fast it goes by. Emotions are tied into the state of being, and the state of being is tied into how quickly it seems life goes by. When emotions are stable, so it is one state of being, and with stable state of being, there's more awareness of the dash. Life goes by regardless of one state of being, but at least it will seem to go a little slower when there's awareness of what is occurring as opposed to living in a state of unconsciousness. In a state of unconsciousness, by the time that you awaken, it may be too late to extend your dash because the day that life ends may not be far behind. Life happens while you are busy making other plans. What this is saying or talking about is it's not that time slows by, but you get out of the space and time continuum when you start, when you are more awake, when you are conscious. And because of that, you are not caught up in the time loop. So things become more enjoyable with more time. The time seems to expand. When we are so rushed, sometimes we get together with a lot of people and we don't want it to end, and we're going, oh my God, time went by so fast. But that's because we are living in a state of continuous non-stability because we are mostly unconscious, and we're getting to that consciousness, and the time goes by so fast just to let you know how you're living your life, that you are going so fast. A lot of people are very busy and have a lot of things to do and they get them done. Some other people are just as busy, but they can't seem to catch up. Some of them are more aligned and some of them are not. How do I get to do all the things I need to do and not find myself so stuck into a demanding life? Can I allow life to work for me? Or am I so used to being in control that I have to have all of my I's dotted and the T's crossed? And that's what usually happens because we are in a situation where um, we need to control. And we need to control. It's not so much the control. The perfectionist has to do with fear. We're talking about fear. And people that are very, very busy, always doing and doing and doing and doing, and they even talk fast. They even, you know, they can sit down, and be still. They have to be up and running, and and they cannot sit down still. Questions?
Are you talking about me?
Not particularly. I'm not talking
No,
about
but you know what? No, what I'm
Okay.
teasing. But you know what? That is a very much a Vata person in the Ayurvedic tradition. That's a Vata person that can't sit still and can't stop talking.
Well,
So it's all about being more balanced
no, it's about not being unconscious.
and not being and being conscious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next subject. Oh, yes, Sarah.
I just wanted to ask a little bit about, I totally got a lot what you were saying about like having a busy life. I really got that aspect, but the part about maybe time passing so quickly, usually that happens when you're having a good time, when you're like present, but you're really enjoying yourself, but you're having so much fun. Like I'm trying to fit that idea into the paradigm of what you're saying about.
Okay, let me. Okay.
Do you see where I'm struggling a little?
Let's say that I am a very busy person, which I'm not. But let's say that I was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go see some friends, and I have anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to see them. I slotted them in my busy schedule. I'm working out of a busy day, going back to doing things after they're gone. And even though I'm enjoying that time, I put them in a space where everything goes fast. So I want to enjoy them more, but I can't because they're already in a fast track. Okay, I need to do this and I need to do that for my family, and I need to, whatever it is, and I need to go to a doctor's appointment, or I need to do whatever. I really would love to do this and I would really love to do that, but okay, and then you get your friends to come over, and then you're going, where did the time go? I just got here. Okay.
Right.
They just got here and now they're gone, and it's like, and I haven't seen them since forever, but because I'm, everybody's so busy, and I still have things to do, and I still have to do, and that's what makes it to go so fast. The thing is, you have actually had a time to let go and be yourself and having a good time and enjoying that. It's telling you that you do have those opportunities. How do you make them longer is by getting out of time. My friend Bonnie and I used to say, okay, we're going too fast. Let's step at a time. What that means is getting to a pause and forget everything that's going on, no matter how crazy it is. And you step at a time and you said, I'm not going there. I'm breaking the cycle. I'm breaking this day's cycle. You got that?
Yes. I'm letting that sink in. Thank you.
Okay. Penny?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Angie, but I still find it difficult because we still have responsibilities that have to be taken care of. We have still demands that people are placing on us that we do want to follow through on. So that's my first concern is I don't see, I don't think there are too many people right now who don't have the kind of responsibilities most people do. The second thing is other people are busy. So I might want to make a space for a friend.
I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about us.
I'm just saying, Angie, I might want to say, let me make a space for my friend, and I'm going to ask her over, and we're going to sit and just have a nice conversation and not worry about how long we sit there and talk. But it's hard to find other people who are in that same space these days because everybody else is so busy.
It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing.
Well,
it
then you're by
matters
yourself.
what you're doing.
You just have to sit by
It
yourself.
matters what you're doing because the only way you can get there is by being in an allowing and accepting space. And if you're going, well, this person needs to do this and that, you already put conditions and you are not in an allowing state.
Well, then the other people, so the only way I can do this is by myself because I don't have any friends right now who are close friends who will do this. Everybody has commitments or things to do. So I just would have to say, well, I guess I'll just have to enjoy my time on my own because everybody else is.
I have friends. Okay, I have friends, but I have individual time for me. Okay, so I cater to me first.
No, I understand that.
Before anybody else, it doesn't matter what, including this class. I'm still catering to me first. Because if I cater to me, I can cater to you. If I pay attention to me, I won't miss something that you might show up or not show up, or maybe you have time or maybe you don't. I don't care. It's about how I feel. It's about how I interact with other people. It's about my love and my truth coming out to you. So yes, people may have other plans. People may have other things to do, and they might be busy, but I'm talking about you and your time with them. If your time is already in stepping out of time mode, And hopefully before they get there, you will get there into that space. You will enjoy them and everything will seem to be expansive. It will expand. The time will expand. I have been with friends that I have done that with. And we have done it, consciously. Because when everybody's in a frenzy to do things, you have lost the moment. You have lost the presence. And you may be enjoying the physical body and maybe the scene and this and that, but you need to be at peace, natural with them. You're fully relaxed and comfortable in your own skin, fully relaxed and being able to do what and express whatever you want without a conscious effort to, I cannot say this and I cannot talk about that and I cannot do this and you cannot do that and hopefully they won't say this and that's a lot of fears, and that's when people get caught in a trap. So before, I mean, if I want to enjoy my friends, before my friends get there, I have to put myself on pause. That's not the time for me to start getting, okay, now I have to cook and now I have to, set the table and now I have to do whatever. I have done that and I have not done that. And the times that I do that, I am like a train wreck. But when I have done it and I said, okay, everything is there, get your own stuff and get your own paper plates and this and that, and make it easy for everybody and make it, if I have tried to impress people or if I had tried to do something that because that is how I was raised, and I understand that some people may enjoy that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's an enjoyment, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that are just train wrecks no matter what. But even those people need to make a stop, need to make the stepping at a time. If you would like to practice that, you can do that with your husband. You can do that with all the friends before you pick up the phone for the next person, step at a time. And you will have a longer conversation without getting annoyed because you have to get off the phone and do whatever the next thing is.
I have one friend who we have a long conversation about an hour, but we have the little Bluetooth earpieces, so we do things while we're talking, so we could be cleaning the bathroom or washing dishes. So I mean, it's yeah, like yesterday we talked for an hour and she was cleaning the bathroom and I was doing this, that, and the other thing, and we can talk for an hour because we can get things done when we're talking. So I'm just telling you the reality of life. I'm sorry, but I'll have to practice at this. Thanks, Jen.
There is nothing wrong with what you're saying. I mean, that is part of life. But you also, I'm trying to get you to see things a little bit different in a way that you can enjoy life more.
No, I understand.
By stepping at a time.
I see. Thank you.
That's all. It's just a suggestion for you to enjoy your time better and make it last longer. It will seem to last longer. Okay. Silence awakening. When words are used to try and convince someone that a certain way to live is right, it's of the ego. A true testament to any awakening is demonstrated in silence, because silence is what one awakens to. Social media is a useful tool that can be used to connect with people and assist each other, where years ago people were basically on their own. As far as interaction was concerned, okay, so books were always available. but books limit your expansion to what is written because you only learn what the content that is presented in the book. It's very difficult for the expansion of the mind through knowledge alone. It's why I find social media so comical at times because of some of the content of the things that are written. They are as limited as the content of a book. People throw phrases around like the words really mean something. Well, they do, but only to a conditioned mind. That's what I'm talking about. When we're looking at words, that's like a message. Well, what does that mean to you? What is universal alignment? What is peace? How do you get there? How do you do this? I'm asking you to get past your conditioning, past your thoughts, past your feelings, and your emotions. You see, if the mind wasn't conditioned, the need for defining phrases wouldn't be needed. Take the phrase, there is no self. When this phrase is explained by someone, who is who is it that's explaining it? It is in trying to define that there's no self that one enforces a self. When there's an awareness that there's no explaining necessary to try to convince anyone of a correct way. It's then that real freedom from the bondage of self can be realized. Everyone's way is correct in a way because it's what's provided to them. And this is because no two people are provided with the same exact view. And that's what I discussed with you before. Nobody has your answers. You have got to learn how to answer yourself. The point of this post is to state words aren't truly needed to define an awakening. No self, nirvana, God, love, or whatever else one wants to use to define their great insightfulness, which is, by the way, are mostly made up by the conditioned mind. When true freedom is discovered, it manifests as silence. Words are needed. The less one uses words to try and convince others that there's a certain way to live, the more the way is demonstrated to others. Being an example of love needs no convincing. Silence is the foundation to awakening to the true self. Okay. I just lost everybody. Let me see. Where am I? There you go. Okay. So, either ask me a question or I start asking you guys questions about what I just said. Questions? Yes, Sarah.
For some reason, I found all of that quite profound. The power, I guess, of silence and how it can be a connecting force is something that I feel happens even less often than what you were just talking about being connected and aligned together in relation with others. But just being able to truly sit with someone in silence and feel that that connection to the other is something quite exquisite that I don't think happens, as much as could benefit our planet if we would just be able to sit and in silence and connect with others. I think, oh my goodness, how much greater the energy would be between everyone. I don't know. I'm really stuck on that right now.
Okay. basically what the problem is that we're not accepting of everybody's behavior continuously. So that's why we have not mastered that yet. Because it requires a total allowance and acceptance of others at all times. Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Lisa?
hard.
Lisa?
Well, what I was gonna say was that is where we're going. That what she just said, what Sarah just said, what you just said, Sarah, is my vision of where we are going in the world in our lifetime, that we will be at a point where we really don't have to talk that much, that we can just communicate more telepathically, but we have to be at a much higher dimension, much higher level.
There is, once we lose the fear of being fully known and fully accepted, then you will not need to talk because it will be telepathy, and telepathy is not done in words; it's done in from essence to essence. It's not a wordy thing, but I mean you can use it as that, but it's very rudimentary and it doesn't. It's incomplete. Knowledge is incomplete, so is words. Even when you try to explain things, there will be no doubt if I was communicating with you telepathically, and I will convey the entire message in an instant. Okay, but in order for us to do that, we need to have that trust between each other, that we trust each other to the max, I will trust you like I trust me with me. And that's very questionable in this world. So, okay, Penny.
I think that so much judgment goes into that. Like, I think the reason we can't do that is because we're judging ourselves and we're judging other people.
Exactly.
And so we get in the way of that allowance. If we could just accept it, I swear, I think that like acceptance is the key to everything. If we could just accept everything as it is, then I feel like we could make huge movements forward.
You're
But
right.
that's so scary. It's so scary. It's so scary though to accept everything. If I'm being honest. Yeah, it seems kind of terrifying. But
Okay. Okay, hon. Thank you. I'm gonna go on to the next thing. Unconscious flesh. The universe is the energy of the greater good. Those who live for the greater good live in this energy, and those who live in the flesh are controlled by its unconsciousness and will die in the flesh. The world uses many triggers to activate the conditioned mind. The conditioned mind patterns that are deeply ingrained in your subconscious. To remain focused on the greater good, those triggers need to be understood. The more life is centered on the flesh, the more controlled by the flesh life is. The problem with this is far too many people are controlled by the flesh, and it makes for a very difficult existence. The difficulty being spiritual principles aren't the foundation of most lives. I'm not talking about lip service. I'm talking about genuinely living from the heart. If you don't think living from the flesh is a problem, open your eyes and look around at what is the focus of so many people. It should be the universe unending love, but the focus is more on acting in ways that brings harm to ourselves and others. The flesh uses many of the world's triggers. To keep one in this mode of unconsciousness that many people will justify their existence in righteousness even if it hurts others. A true spiritual existence is based on unconditional love, yet not many can claim this. It will mean our weakened flesh will not be in control of the unconscious words that we use to put others down, because our small self needs building up. And the only reason it is small is because it is based in the unconscious world of the flesh instead of the spiritual world of universal love. But understand, the flesh is impersonal. It's just unconscious. If the flesh is attached to, you become a slave to it. So, Penny, what did you get out of that? You're on mute.
The flesh is unconscious.
I'm sorry?
I said the flesh is unconscious, which is the last thing you said.
That's
Which
funny.
means if we get tied to it, we are unconscious. So if people are, I mean, to me, I would say that if we're so much into the flesh,
It is talking also about lip service, about how many things are just superficial.
right?
Even when we talk and we use all these words and we think we know what we mean, like go within, for example, and do this and that, but we don't know what we're talking about, or the what we're talking about might not be what somebody else is explaining.
Well, I think that's really, we can see a lot of that these days, because you can see a lot of people going out and saying things, but you don't really feel that they necessarily understand what they're really saying, or that what they're really saying, how it's affecting even the world and the universe in some ways. I mean, I think that's true today a lot, because people do use a lot of lip service, but it doesn't seem to be a lot of substance behind it.
Well, also the unconscious creates a lot of triggers because there's a lot of defense mechanisms at play. So everybody's defending or attacking something.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't do this. Well, you have done that. Well, blah, 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 blah. You should have done this and you didn't do this. And, you know, you forgot to pick up this. Where's your mind? Where is this? Where is that? Where is, you know, you should have left early. You didn't, you were not paying attention. You did not, whatever, just add to it.
I can give you an example of something I did today where I feel like I was unconscious when I did it, because I was changing the membrane on an RO filter because it wasn't working right. And I was in a hurry and I was not in the present. I turned off the tank, but I forgot to turn off the water. So when I took the membrane out, it squirted all over the place. And I was by myself, so I'm trying to figure what in the world am I going to do, because so I'm trying to put the membrane back in at the same time I'm trying to turn off the water, which is like really far under the sink. And I went to myself, what the heck? If I would have been more in the present, I think that would not have happened. So I had a major mess, and it was kind of a good lesson because it just showed me I was trying to do too many things. I was trying to multitask, and sometimes you just can't do that. So because I tried to multitask or tried to be too busy and not more in the moment, I screwed up and I caused myself a lot more headaches because I had to clean up all this water on the kitchen floor.
Well, this is what happens with busy people.
Yeah.
They'll even, but I mean, one of the things you don't have that other people have is they will knock into stuff. Their sense of perception
Oh, I do that too.
becomes different because, and it's not that, it's that perception, because they're trying to do so many things at once, or because they're already anticipating the next thing they have to do. So their space is not really theirs. So they're walking all over themselves, you know, so they get a lot of things that end up being wrong, and then they have to redo things, or they have to re-explain things, or, you know, or just you know, I have been in place, you know, I have done things like I had been with an ice cube tray, and I forgot I had the ice cube tray. Then I bent over with the ice cube tray, and of course, all the water went down the floor. Uh, and I'm going, I know I had the ice cream, you know, the ice cube tray, but I still was not present. I'm
No,
just doing things, you know, just the next thing to do.
I do that a lot.
So I mean, it's a matter of being unconscious, and what basically what this was explaining more than anything was that the world is so unconscious that there's so many triggers. That's how come there's wars. That's how come there's so many fights. That's how come we're always so divided. Um, and a lot of it is it's not personal. It's the flesh. It's the unconsciousness. When they say the flesh, is what they mean is the unconscious. Okay. You can only be true to yourself in life, so you shouldn't be too concerned with what others think. Your life's direction isn't contingent on what others think. It's contingent on being true to yourself. Always be true to yourself regardless of what others think or do. This needs to be the priority if the greater good is to remain life's focus. What has become my guiding light isn't contingent on the approval of what others think. You can only do what there's awareness of. I understand myself, and in the process, it has allowed me to understand others. This is what has allowed me to be true to myself without it necessarily being approved by others. Mystics throughout history have been misunderstood, but they still maintain their focus on being true to themselves. This is what an awakening is, going from listening to the noise in the head or being unconscious to listening to the silence of the heart, which is consciousness, awareness, alertness. Knowing the silence of the heart needs to be followed, regardless of what others think. We have all been conditioned in our own way, so it doesn't mean everyone will agree, get along, or even like each other. But it will. But if we are true to ourselves, we can like, love, and get along with just about anyone, as long as each person isn't seen as an individual threat and everyone is seen as part of the collective oneness. Only when what others do is taken personal is there the chance that we don't get along. Getting along with others is not contingent on them. It's contingent on being true to ourselves and not being too concerned with what others think. You may not be all things to all people, but you can always be true to yourself. So, Lisa, your thoughts on this?
Let's see. Well, it's pretty basic. I don't think it's anything that
You sound muffled. Adjust your piece.
there's nothing to adjust. Anyway, what I was saying is that what I was saying was this is obvious to me. It's just to be true to yourself. It all makes sense. You have to be aware. You have to be alert. You have to be conscious. And when we're unconscious, that's when we're out of sync. That's when I do it too. I'm very guilty of that, trying to do multitasking and doing too many things at once. But the times that I do that, I do exactly what Penny said. I have little accidents, or what Angie was talking about. So, it's really important for me to stay away from that, because then you get into accidents and make mistakes and you make wrong decisions. Yeah, it's unconscious. hurt
When you
yourself,
learn
hurt
to,
other people.
when you learn to accept yourself, you no longer will care what people think because you have accepted and you're not inviting nor would you care to see what others think. Um, when you do that, sometimes you come across as being too, you know it all, you do this, you do that, or you come across as somebody who's trying to show off or somebody who with the attitude, you know, people start
Being
looking at
righteous.
you. But I mean, but it's not personal, it's just their unconscious and you recognize that. So you ignore it. You do not focus on their unconsciousness, you focus on back to you. I'm okay. It has nothing to do with me. It's not personal. By being not personal, I mean it's your recognition of them being unconscious.
But it's still energy, and that energy can still be very negative and very, especially for me as an empath, I find sometimes I don't protect myself, or I don't not listen, don't tune it out.
All right, stop that because you can no longer blame others. If you are a student of the fifth dimension, you cannot get away with blaming anybody else.
Oh yeah, I know.
It is your responsibility, not I am an empath and I am this and I am that.
Right, because then I'm making an excuse for getting triggered and being unconscious. Right.
And you're saying that you are less than what you are. You're saying I'm a victim.
Yeah.
And
then
you get into all this, you get into all this thing, you know. Well, you did this to me and you hurt me this way and you hurt me that way and you did this and that and the other. And none of it is true.
I want to share a really quick story, if I may.
Go ahead.
Okay, so during the COVID quarantine, I was meditating every day. Some of you've heard the story of, long, several hours a day or more. And I was just in a really blissful state. I was at home just with my dog. I was isolating, but she wanted to go out to walk a lot. And she's gregarious and she doesn't know what's going on. She wants to talk to all the neighbors. She wants to go up to them. And one of the neighbors just started blasting me, told me I was prostituting the neighborhood and just really got in my face. And I stood there way too long. I realized what I did. But when I got home, when I got to a place where could meditate again, I would send him love. And I had a vision of seeing him just sobbing and crying, and so really, really was really sad to see how much he was suffering, because he wouldn't have acted like that towards me if he was coming from his heart. So yeah, but it rattled me because I was in this blissful, state of samadhi or whatever you want to call it. And when this happened, I realized, wow, I can get rattled too. If I can still get triggered, I need to do some more work.
I understand the getting triggered. I also am looking at you said and you prayed for him or you saw him what? You
sobbing and crying and being very upset.
That was him or you?
Did I see him? No. Did I see me? No. I saw him.
Okay. And then you felt sorry for him?
No, I just sent him light. I didn't feel sorry for him. I just sent him light. But I was able to open up my heart a little bit and just send him love.
And do you think he needed that?
I do.
You're perceiving a need. So I'm questioning you.
It was for me. For me, it was about me. It was about me having peace.
Okay, if it's about you and your peace,
this is a man I've known for 26 years.
But it has nothing to do with him and what he does. You need to accept him where he's at.
I don't know that accepting. I don't know. I'm accepting where he's at, but I don't need to interact with him.
And I didn't say you had to. I said, but you need to leave him where he's at. I'm not asking you to do that. All I'm saying is accept him where he's at, not to interact with him. Yes, Penny.
The only problem I would have with that statement, Angie, is that we try to do things like pink loop and to try to bring
like
people.
What? Wait a minute. We have to try. We do things with what?
like pink looping to get
That's
people.
what I did. Yeah,
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And that's really something that seems to work. And I was thinking, I know maybe we don't have to see that.
I understand that because you're seeing a need. And what you need to see is a wholeness of that person.
Okay, no, I understand. Because
Rather than a need. I do understand that each step as we come forward, in that works. If you are at the fourth level, if you are in the, what do you call it?
Fourth
Fourth dimension. It
Okay,
doesn't work on the fifth. On the fifth dimension, it's like I'm already there. And if I'm already there, I'm not going to be
okay,
seeing this. I'm not going to be seeing a need
I see.
because I will be very accepting of that person. So I don't need to pink look them because they can feel my love.
Okay. When I pink loop, I don't see any expectations. I mean, I don't see the person as being, I just see them as a person. I don't see any hurt or anguish, or I just do the pink loop between the hearts and kind of see, it's almost like
I know, I am familiar with the pink loop.
no, I know you know that, Angie, because Reverend Virginia talks about it all the time. So I know you know that. But I'm just saying that I don't give the person any negative or positive.
No, I understand that.
Time.
But what I'm saying, at the fifth level, you do not, at fifth dimension, you no longer need that.
Well, that's good to know. I didn't realize that.
Right. Because it's still perceiving a need. I need to do this pink looping because blah, blah, blah. So, but we are okay. Unconsciousness is unconsciousness. And if we accept that as what it is, then it doesn't affect us at all. Because we can say, oh, their unconscious is not personal, even though they might tell you off or say whatever they want to say in whichever way they want to say it and cuss you out and blah, blah, blah. They're unconscious. That's what it means. It's not personal. It doesn't mean that they didn't mean it, that they were, projecting, that they were, forget all that, forget all the psychology, forget everything else that we used in other dimensions. This one is a little bit different. I just want you to be more conscious of where you're at, of where you are and where you want to be. You want to be clear about as to who you are, but if we keep on putting all these restrictions and all these things, and I have got to do all of these things in order for me to fit here, I can be an empath, or I can be, I cannot do all of these things because I have all these attacks coming at me. Okay? And that worked on the fourth dimension.
So we don't have any labels for ourselves in the fifth dimension. Is that what you're saying? We have no labels. We can't.
There's no labels, no.
Oh, okay.
There's no titles, no labels, no nothing. Okay. So we are going to start our meditation. I'm gonna try to be more at the, at a point where we can. I'm not even sure what I'm saying here, so I'm gonna be quiet for a minute while I get myself ready for that. So, I have so much paperwork all over the place. Anyway, put your hands in your heart, on your heart. This time I want you to put your left hand first and the right hand over the top. And I want you to feel your heart, to feel the heat emanating from your hands, and feel it in your chest area. I want you to be aware of a body that you're using. I want you to be aware of the face in the body that you're using. And I want you to recognize that that is not your face, that is the face of the body that you're using. I want you to feel the shoulders in the body that you're using. And I want you to actually feel the shoulders with more than your body. Feel them with your awareness. Feel your neck, your shoulders. Feel the awareness of your forehead. That is not your forehead. So that awareness that you are, use it to feel your forehead. That awareness that you are, use it to feel your entire head, your entire face, your neck. And I'm talking to your awareness, not your body. Use your awareness to feel your entire back, from the neck all the way down to your thighs on the back side. Awareness of your arms, from the shoulders all the way down to the fingertips. I want you to become aware of your elbows, your underarms. Just the awareness. Your fingertips, your wrists. The awareness of you paying attention to the thighs in your body. On the knees that you use on your body. The legs. I cannot say your legs, they are the legs of the body that you use. The ankles, the feet, and I'm asking that awareness within you to relax the body, to relax. Listen to my words, relax. Go deeper and deeper into relaxation. I'm going to start counting down from 5 to 1. And I want you to feel more relaxed with each number as I count down. I'm counting down 5, going deeper and deeper into the awareness of who you are in relaxation. You can relax this body completely and fully, or relaxing more and feeling better and better in that body. The experience of this body is good, it's energetic, because this is a programming that we are doing. It's an awareness that the body is an instrument, and we're teaching it how to relax completely, totally, to be peaceful, to be loving, to be joyful. 4, 3, getting deeper and deeper into self-acceptance. deeper and deeper into self-love and harmony, being more kind to your body, being more kind to the vehicle you use, your body, being more peaceful in your mind, less judgmental. 2, going deeper and deeper into calmness and tranquility and harmony, allowing peace and well-being to be your focus at this point. You are as God created you, beautiful, powerful, confident. You are created in the image and likeness, meaning you are created in the wholeness of creation, in the wholeness of what God is. Allowing peace, allowing you to be who you are, allowing yourself to express in love to yourself and others, in kindness, in harmony. We are one. We allow ourselves to be who we truly are more and more as we understand that we do have dominion. Dominion is not control. Dominion is you are self-directed. Not other things, not the outside of you directs you. I say one, and I want you to be totally relaxed. Relax your neck and your shoulders more. Allow your body peace and relaxation, calmness and harmony. You are okay. You are always okay. You are always in good company. Spirit directing you, your spirit in action, your spirit divine. You're a divine light to the world. You are an example. I see you and I see the Father, Mother God. I see your beauty. I see myself in you. You are an awesome mirror, and you are totally and completely powerful, totally and completely in charge, totally and completely in a dominant position, not domineering, but even having your domain. This is your domain. Earth is your playground. It's time you know that. It's time you play. It's time you relax. It's time you enjoy. Not everything is so serious. You are the perfect expression of what is needed in this world at this time. I want you to know that you are fully being guided at all times, non-stop, specifically at these times when where the ascension is coming fast and furious. You're being led by the hand, so to speak. You are okay. There's nothing to fear. Everything is working out for you and will work out for you. You are safety. Let me repeat that. You are safety. You are the safety that this world needs. You are the safety that you want. You are the love that you need. You are all of these things and so much more. Whatever Jesus came to do, you can do better, you can do more, and you can do the same. I'm gonna count you back from 1 to 5. And with each ascending number, you will feel more alive, more awake, fully in full vitality, and full of life, and feeling good, and feeling clear, and feeling balanced and in harmony, and allowing yourself to express at your best. 1. You are feeling more alive, feeling the aliveness in your body, feeling the aliveness in your feet and your hands, in your body, feeling the chair that supports you, or the bed, or whatever you're using, allowing peace and harmony to remain. Now allowing the aliveness that you are to fully take over your body, feeling the vitality that is always there. You are energy, even your body's energy. The body does not get tired. It is a concept that is time for it to let go. We need to let go of that. You are pure energy. Call that energy forth to you. You are pure clarity. Call that clarity to you. You are balance. Call that balance to you. Everything you need, you have. Call it forth. 2. No, I'm sorry, that was a 4. No, it was a 2. What was it? 1, 2. Yeah. 3. Coming back up. Waking up. 3, 4, 5. Thank you. I had to go that I got lost in the numbers, so I just wanted to bring you back fully. I'm trying to no, I'm not trying. I am doing the it's time for me to tell you something else during meditation, and that is to start seeing your body as a vehicle, as an instrument, where you can call forth the energies that your body needs or that you need to use. That is called dominion. God gave dominion to mankind, excuse me. So that dominion is always there and it's always for your use. It was freely given, but you need to know who you are. And as much as you identify with the body, the less you can use that. So I am speaking to you as an awareness that you are not the body, that you have a body and that is yours. So I kept on using it in both ways. Your body, not your body. your awareness, So I was saying your body or your, getting to the body or feel the awareness of your body, because I need to start in that space so you can start being trained to, and that was a little bit of hypnosis because I needed you to be more programmed into who you are now. And if you do not like, I mean, this was very mild and nothing negative, but if I need to know, at least from the people that are in the room, in this meeting right now, if you do not like me to put you under hypnosis, do let me know now, and I won't do it. So, Lisa?
Thank you. I love the meditation. Both of yours that were great. And
I'm
I just
talking
want to
about.
say, what? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear what
I
you were saying.
interrupted.
She was
I
asking
said I
about
interrupted.
the hypnosis.
Oh, I love the hypnosis. But
Do you have a
yeah,
problem with me using that?
never. No.
Because I just went into it and I did not mean to, and by the time I found that, I was already there.
No, I think it's a really excellent way to reprogram the mind.
I'm feeling very relaxed from that, Angie. So thank you. That was
very much. Very.
I'm much more focused and centered now than I was before. I wish you. Yeah, I mean, maybe we need to start with that next time. Although I did love Reverend Virginia's meditation. It's just I couldn't get focused because I was so unfocused. But this I guess because by now I was settled down a little bit more and I was able to focus. So.
Okay. Sarah, it's your turn now. Hypnosis, yes or no?
Yes, I loved it.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that, I said, oh my God, I'm already in the middle of this. I'm not stopping. I said, I'm not stopping at this point. So.
No, it was great. Thank you.
Okay. And how about you, Penny?
Yeah, that's what I had said. I said it was really good. I got very relaxed and I'm actually much better now than I was at the very beginning of the class because I was very unfocused and my mind was chattering and I was going in all different directions.
Okay. How about you, Virginia? Oh, I'm sorry, I cut Penny off.
No, that's all right. I just say it's nice that this is recorded because then I can go back and listen to that again later. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I need to do that.
Thank you. Virginia?
I knew what you were doing and I'm fine with it.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that
It was very good.
At least I know that at least you, the people here are okay with it. Next time I'll ask, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that or when, I'm over here being a mouthpiece, and I'm going and going and going, and then suddenly it's like, okay, oh my goodness.
Well, when you started the numbers counting down, I kind of got without you saying it, I kind of got the idea that that's where we were going. So,
right.
Yeah. So I could have gotten out of it myself if I said, oh no, I don't want to do this. But I said, oh boy, I need this.
Right. Okay. So any last thoughts, words, or?
I just wanted to say something quickly as on just for feedback. I really appreciated when we went through our body parts and you were talking about like our face or our hands and that we're not our face, because it really it makes it real. Like you say, you're not your body. Yeah, that's like some abstract idea. But to think about like, these are not my hands or this is not my face. it's really like, it seems like it takes it up a step. It makes it like a more powerful dissociation to put that extra piece on it. So I just wanted to let you know that that was really helpful to me.
And I'd like to touch on what Sarah said too, and I'm glad you said that, Sarah, because I have arthritic hands and different problems with my feet and other medical issues. And so it's like when we can get away from, because I get embarrassed by my hands and I get embarrassed by my feet because that's my human part of me. You know, I can't. So it's nice to say, oh yeah, well these hands that are arthritic and gnarly, and my feet are all gnarly. That's not me. That's the human part of me. And so it's not who I am. Even though I can't have my toenails, I'd love to have a pedicure, but I'm too embarrassed to go to get it because my feet are so bad, or my hands are so bad, so I don't want to show them. So I mean, it is nice because you realize that is not, you are not your body. It really does kind of make you focus on that. So I'm glad Sarah said that, because that helped me think about that. Yeah.
You don't have to say my arthritic hands.
Yeah, I don't.
Or feet. Just my hands and feet.
My hands and feet, yeah.
I don't feel any, you know, you don't have to feel the pain. You don't have to feel the effects of that. If you remember and have dominion rather than coming from the outside, your body is the outside of you. Okay? Your body is your outside. You do not bring that in. You bring your inside to the body. I don't know if you understand that. This is not, when I say go within, that's how come I'm going. I'm trying to get you to go to the real within you rather than the within the body. Because I'm trying to teach you that, because I'm trying to teach you that the energy that you bring into your body is the energy that you call forth. So if you say arthritic hands, then you're calling that forth. But if you say, I am the healing energy that is flowing, and you know, and I'm gonna let it flow through the hands that I use,
Okay.
through the body that I use, or you know, whichever way you want to word that, that works for you. You know, but put it as I am that directed what's the word? Dominion. The dominating, is that the word, Virginia?
I'm not sure, because it seems to me that dominating and dominion might have.
Right, it's a totally different thing. That's how come I'm trying to find the correct word.
So dominion is the mastery of it, right?
Right, the mastery. So you are you have the mastery because you call forth those energies, but you cannot call forth those energies if you perceive yourself as the body. Because that itself, you're putting attention on the outside of you. The body is outside of you. It's part of the outside world. So if you can start thinking about that, because that's a very hard concept until you start thinking about it, that this is part of the outside world. This is not who you are. Okay?
Yeah, and as you said, we don't put labels on things in the fifth dimension, so I shouldn't be putting any labels on me. I'm just me. Okay.
Exactly. What was the hand? Yeah.
I'm glad you said the outside world, because to me, the body is not the outside of the energy field. It's the other way around. The energy field is much greater than the essence you are. It's much greater than, and so I see the body contained within that field. But I hear what you're saying about the body is related to the outside world. Is that right?
Right, because I mean, let's face it, the whole field of what we are, the field, the quantum field embraces everything and everyone in outside or inside or in whichever dimension and on dominions and all of that. So of all creation, of all things created, that's considered the outside world. the awareness of who we are and that power that we are and that light and that dominion of those energies, that mastery is what makes us, what gives us the ability to manipulate that energy. But if we don't know who we are and we relate that much to the body, then we are not really acting in full consciousness. You understand, Lisa?
Yeah, you said the awareness of who we are and the mastery of these energies is.
No, I said, I know you wrote it down, but I said, do you understand it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It's wonderful because it's so, what I think is so important is like you said, how we think of it, what language we use when we're talking about the body, or like what you were saying about the arthritis or whatever it is, or like just the label of an empath. That's the label. That's not who I am.
Right. Because you're
Because imitation.
reacting to the effects that a body has
Mhm.
according to your beliefs.
According to my beliefs and the limitations that I create are also. Yeah. So wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. We got to explore more because we're a small group today. We're a small group today because I didn't send my invitations out because I broke my phone. So
Did you get a new phone?
it died a horrible death.
Oh,
And
no.
got a
Poor
phone
thing.
you did get a phone 2 years ago because your phone died 2 years ago, wasn't it? Did you have to get a new phone?
No, this one got totally destroyed.
Oh,
Totally.
the other one.
Totally. There was not one piece that was
Oh,
even looking like even
oh, mine
it,
got
it fell
What did you
in
do?
layers.
It got
You
run
know, it
over by multiple cars.
Oh, mine did too. Yeah, 2 years ago, mine got run over by a car too, and there's nothing.
No, I wish it wasn't just one car. It fell on 54.
Oh no, multiple cars. Mine was only one.
Multiple.
It doesn't matter.
Over and over for a whole night until we found it.
But
So,
even
but
one
well, anyway, I have a new one and I'm happy with it. I'm still need programming, but anyway, we gotta go. What?
What helped you deal with that loss? That's a pretty big drama.
Major loss. Major loss.
What was the major loss?
Your phone.
Oh,
How did you not have a meltdown? That's what I'm asking. How did
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, how did you deal with it?
How did you not have a meltdown losing that phone?
probably because I couldn't believe what happened. I think I was in denial, and by the time I found it and I looked at it, I'm going, okay, it's totally destroyed. So the only option was to buy a new one.
Okay.
I
You
just
gave all
was
your
dealing. I was dealing with it rather than going, oh my God.
Yeah.
I must say she was incredibly centered and calm, or seemed to be, about the whole thing. You dealt with it, and I'm totally impressed.
Wow.
For you.
See?
Thank you.
Practice what you preach. See, that was good.
Yeah. Go get some sleep, girl. I'm gonna go, guys. I gotta
Thank
go
you.
outside.
Namaste. Me
What are
too.
you doing, Lisa?
I'm gonna go outside. I don't know. I'm gonna go outside and maybe walk in the park, meditate.
Okay, I didn't know what that meant. Okay, I love you all, and I'll
Love
see
you
you
all.
next week.
Love you too.
Yeah.
If not sooner. I will talk to you in a minute, Lisa.